Good evening, Garden City. I'd like to call to order our regular City Council meeting for Monday, December 18th, 2023 at 7 p.m. Our first order of business is our opening ceremony, which consists of the national anthem, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence for those service members who have given their lives for our country. If everyone would please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Mr. Miller, if you take roll call, please.
Mayor Jacobs.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Dold.
Show Ms. Stoll to be absent and excused.
Councilmember Karafotis.
Here.
Councilmember Squires.
Here.
Councilmember Earl.
Here.
Councilmember Witt.
Here.
Councilmember Lynch.
Here.
Right. You do have a quorum, Mr. Mayor, with 6 members present.
Thank you. Item 4 is the approval of the agenda.
Mayor,
Councilmember Witt.
I move to approve the Monday, December 18, 2023 council meeting as presented.
Support.
Support from Councilmember Lynch. Discussion from the table. From the public. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Okay, item 5, good. We got recognition. We have swearing in of 2 new firefighters. I will call Chief Randy Keynes.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Thank you for allowing us to do this again tonight. On the agenda, you'll see there's 3 firefighters. 1 is not here due to an illness, so we'll be swearing in just the 2 tonight. So, the first one we have is Dallas Torres. Dallas comes to us. He went to school at Lansing Community College for his basic EMT, the Jackson Area Career Center for his Fire 1 and 2, and he's currently enrolled in Livingston County as paramedic class. Both these guys are basics, obtaining their paramedic license on the job. He's here tonight with his father, Jeremy, who's a firefighter for Ann Arbor, and his mother, Shannon. Then we have Nathan Newbecker, gentleman next to him. Nathan has done all his Fire 1 and 2, his basic EMT at Schoolcraft, and he's currently enrolled as a paramedic in a program at Schoolcraft as well. The benefit is, with having these guys as paramedic, as you know, we've had to adapt our standards a little bit, but these guys have been able to do some of our third rides and learn as they go along with us, on top of learning on the job skills with us. So it's a benefit to be able to work with them as much as we can. So tonight with Nathan, his father Matthew, his mother Cynthia, and his sister Sarah are here. These guys started about the 27th of November, so a few weeks ago. They did a 1-week orientation with us of 40 hours, and then they've been on shift working with the guys and learning from them and doing the duties that they're supposed to do and they're required to do since then. So We welcome them, and we're happy that they're able to join us and be sworn here tonight.
So you're both going to come up together. Follow me. So you're going to stand next to each other. On your face this way. And over here. Then you just stand here. You're going to raise your right hand and repeat after me. Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Dallas Torres,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to perform my duty
to perform my duty
as a firefighter
as a firefighter
for the city of Garden City
for the city of Garden City
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
to serve the citizens of the city of Garden City
to serve the citizens of Garden City
with compassion,
with compassion,
courage, and integrity,
courage, and integrity,
to serve my commanding officers
to serve my commanding officers
with respect and dignity,
with respect and dignity,
and to uphold
and to uphold
the laws and constitutions
the laws and constitutions
of the United States of America,
of the United States of America,
the state of Michigan,
the state of Michigan,
and the city of Garden City.
and the city of Garden City.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. A little paperwork, they're both going to sign their oaths in front of us here. So. Dallas, you want to go first? So, there's 2 spots there for you to sign here. Right. And then Nathan has the rest of the paperwork also. Same thing. Thank you. So and now we're going to have the pinning of the badges.
So for the pinning of the badges, Dallas's father Jeremy will be pinning the badge. Do one at a time or both?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
You want to just step back? There you go.
And Nathan's mother, Cynthia, will be pinning his badge on him.
Smart guy. Yeah. Congratulations, and I am going to, for now, skip over number 6 because we do have a presentation, so I'm going to do that.
Okay, so as of tonight's meeting, our city manager, Mr. Doherty, come on down here first. So Doc likes to surprise everybody else, so I figured I'd turn tables a little bit. But as of tonight's meeting, our city manager, Mr. Doc Doherty, who started on March 1st, 2018, is the longest-serving city manager in the history of the city of Garden City. Over that time, Doc has offered steady leadership to the city council, the employees, and the residents. Anyone who comes in contact with Doc knows that he loves the city of Garden City and that he never stops working to improve it. To give you an idea of what Doc has done for our city, here is only a small list of things Doc has brought to Garden City. He obtained $1.2 million in grant funding from the state to reconstruct the fire station. He obtained $6.1 million in grant funding from the federal government to reconstruct the Radcliffe Center. Since Doc's arrival, the city has seen a gain of over $10 million. Doc brought to Garden City an ethical foundation for every employee to follow. Be fair, be honest, tell the truth, keep your word, exercise integrity. This is why our city employees are expected to offer great customer service. He created the 2 road bond campaigns and has led the process of reconstructing our city's roads over the last 5 years. When the state forced the city to repair lead service lines over the next 20 years, Doc directed all lead lines be replaced as soon as possible. Some of the programs that Doc created include the Garden City University program, known as GCU, the 4x4 neighborhood program to clean up the city, his favorite, the Purple Bag Challenge for litter pickup, the tree installation program, the Memorial Bench and Tree program, the annual volunteer dinner, the annual Santa Claus mailbox, the annual Santa ride around the city, the annual Easter egg hunt, the annual egg hunt in October, and the annual holiday light competition going on right now. None of these activities existed before Doc was hired by the City Council in 2018. Doc created the Golden Book of City Rules, the Strategic Plan, and the Sustainability Plan. Doc has added, removed, or updated over 100 pages of city ordinances, and he restructured the annual budget to be easier to read and manage. As for all the new city vehicles, by reorganizing the budget, Doc directed the purchase of the whole fleet at Public Works, the police department, and the newest ambulance and fire truck. He also moved the city to the technology age by directing all paper files to be scanned, HR process to be computerized, and all computer systems transferred to the cloud. Doc personally designed and reconstructed the changes to the offices and meeting spaces throughout City Hall, including the city chamber right here. The chamber looked much different when Doc first came to Garden City. He also redesigned the changes at the fire station and is leading the reconstruction of the Radcliffe Center. Strangely enough, Doc even helped design the exterior of the new McDonald's at Ford and Middle Belt. For the employees, Doc created an employee appreciation luncheon with department competition. He also rewrote all 5 of the city's union contracts and got all 5 unions to sign the contracts. Doc did all this and many, many other things since he arrived. And thanks to our city manager's leadership, the city is in the best financial shape it has ever been in. I also remember 5 years ago when we hired Doc, a resident that came to this podium and said that Doc wouldn't be here in 2 years. He's lasted a little longer, thankfully. To offer a small token of appreciation, I would like to honor Doc with a plaque in recognition of his years of service. And I'll read it. You're surprised because you're the only one that ever does this. Not you. City of Garden City, Michigan. In recognition of Dale Doc Doherty, the longest tenured city manager in Garden City history, the mayor and city council do hereby recognize that as of December 18th, 2023, Doc Doherty is the longest serving city manager in Garden City history. That's March 1st, 2018 to present. Thank you for your commitment, hard work, dedication, and attention to detail in serving the residents of the city of Garden City. Presented December 18th, 2023. Before I give the mic to Doc, which we may not get back, former Mayor Randy Walker wanted to say a few words. Mayor Walker was the mayor at the time when we hired Mr. Doherty.
Congratulations, Doc. Well deserved. I too remember when you first came, they said, oh, he doesn't really like Garden City. He's going to just stay 2 years, get his city manager accreditation, and he's going to leave. Well, you proved him wrong there.
I can't get out.
They got negative on they got negative on the library. You proved them wrong on that. The library had to pay the city back. But I want to talk about your accolades, highlight a few that he mentioned. The union contracts, the road bond language you wrote to get our side streets fixed. What you're doing at the Radcliffe Center is phenomenal. The Santa ride. And I'll tell you one thing about Doc that most of you don't know. He's not a 9-to-5 city manager. When I was mayor, he was here 8, 9 o'clock. He's here on Saturdays and Sundays, and you can ask the firemen. They've seen him out there too, and the police officers. The guy is here all the time. His family comes and decorates City Hall every year on their own time. The Santa ride you brought to Garden City, the kids love that. You've just done a phenomenal job. You should be proud. He's got 3 kids at West Point. They homeschooled. I don't know if you know how hard it is to get into West Point. Only less than 10% that apply make it to West Point. He's got 3 kids there right now. That's phenomenal. So that just shows you what kind of a person he is. And I just wanted to come tonight to be part of this to congratulate you. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
If you want. I'm going to regret this, but go ahead.
This is unexpected. My wife usually is at home. I see her in the front row, made me question what's going on, and there's some staff back there that normally would say stay away from council meetings. I think the biggest thing we have here is wonderful staff overall across the board. Just adding 2 more to the Garden City family. I think at this point it's a fantastic group from the lowest level employees all the way up. And one of the things I talk about at GCU, especially Garden City University, is the department heads. I've worked in 5 communities around the country. And often when I move from one job to another job, I think about who would I take with me just in case I had openings everywhere. And I let GCU know that I would wipe out this city. I would take the department heads, without a doubt, everybody would come with me, and the leadership and the guys I know all back here with the fire department and even police officers. 30 years I've been doing this, and there's only one other time, I think, in my entire career, we've had a point where all the staff, working with administration, working with the council, everybody on the same page. It was only one time in the late 90s in South Florida, and we've had it here for the last 5 or 6 years. And I think one thing you don't notice till afterward to go, hey, that was a good time. I'm telling you right now, we're in a great time. We've got a great council working with a great staff. Everybody's on the same page together. Again, you won't see it until things go south at some point. But right now, I'm very glad to be here. I appreciate all the staff, all the work that everybody puts into, and I'm in awe of what the staff does and the dedication of just not just the employees, but also the residents, throughout the community, and the people that are willing to come here as these two new firefighters are making a way here. So again, appreciate the mayor and both mayors, and that's again an example of a community. Often you see people after election time may not be friends. They still get along great together, the two mayors, and it really is symbolic of what Garden City's all about. So I appreciate this, Mayor Jacobs, the whole council, Mayor Walker for coming back. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
At this time, we'll take a short recess for those that want to leave. Okay, we are now back in session. Item 6 was comments from state and county officials, which I don't see any. Community events, Mr. Doherty, Santa Ride this Thursday.
Thank you, Mayor. This is our annual ride, started about 5-6 years ago at this point. 6:30, in case the slide comes up on the screen. 6:30 on Thursday. Well, are we on?
We were on.
Yes, there we go. There we go. Santa lied. So this, often my wife and kids would tell me that Santa moves too fast through the community, but Santa tells me that he likes to make it just a glimpse. So the idea here is bring the kids out, young and old, to come out this Thursday evening. Starts at 6:30 here at the City Hall, back of City Hall. As you see the chart right there, we go from, on the right, Beechwood, over to, was it Harrison? Yep, Harrison and down. We work our way south and then up north and back to City Hall itself. So please stop out. It's about an hour for the ride across the city. So he does start promptly at 6:30, and like I said, it's more of a glimpse rather than a slow parade. It's that last chance on December 21st, a couple days before they go back to the North Pole. So please, please step out. It really is fun, and there was questions in the beginning if this would be super successful, and from the start, thousands of people have come out on the roadway to watch Santa pass by, so it is a lot of fun. So please stop out, and that's this Thursday evening, 6:30, and just take a few blocks from your house. You should be able to see them. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. The only thing I would add is if you notice your street on that route, if you could possibly move your vehicle for a short time. It is a large, Santa grew his sleigh a little bit, so it is a little bit wider. So if you could get off the street for a few minutes there, it'd be appreciated. Okay, item 9, we have no petitions or communications. Item 10, we have a couple public hearings. The first one is our Parks and Recreation 5-year plan. This is for the public only. We do have some representatives from McKenna, Lauren and Hunter. But anybody, if you have anything to say, come on up.
Yeah, we will keep it brief. My name is Lauren Sayre. I'm the project manager overseeing this 5-year Parks and Rec plan, and I'm joined with my colleague Hunter.
Yeah, Hunter, I helped do your guys' last one 5 years ago. I see a couple familiar faces up on the stand today, so it's nice to see you again.
So we'll just give you a brief overview since we did include the timeline in your packet, and you also received the plan in your packet. Hopefully you got a chance to look it over. We also want to say thank you to everyone who participated either online or community forum, and also to Mike Downey and the Parks and Recreation staff who also helped us with this, especially as the Parks and Recreation staff have experienced some transition that can derail the timeline sometimes, but Mike really helped us keep it on track, and we're really excited to show you guys the plan. And so it just is a representation of, you know, the aspirations of the future 5 years for Parks and Recreation for the city, as well as it meets the DNR guidelines for recreation plans. And this is important because that's how cities and municipalities get grant funding, which is pretty prevalent in Garden City as well. So I guess with that, if anyone has any questions, we'd be happy to answer any.
Council, any questions? None? Okay, so we will open this up for the public. Any public comments?
Thank you.
Thank you. Again, any public comments on this? Okay, I will close that public hearing and go to public hearing B, which is ordinance amendment number 23-005. Mr. Miller?
Yes, good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. Tonight before you is actually kind of 3 separate ordinance amendments wrapped up into one, ordinance number 23-005. And it started out as looking at animals, and then as we were looking at ordinances at the staff level, we decided to incorporate a few changes for fire and in police. Specifically, For animals, we made some changes really regarding the care of animals. Our ordinance before was not silent, but it did not address how to properly care for an animal and also to meet the requirements of the ASPCA for the care of animals when they're at home and for tethering, how they're leashed up, the conditions of the ground where they're at. All of that, we made some improvements to that. Also aligned all of the vaccination period to meet the state requirements, which is 4 months as opposed to 6 months, which our ordinance had before. So we made those changes throughout the animal licensing, and then also addressed running at large, meaning the animal has to stay on their private property. Of course, not running loose out in the city. So these were some, Scribner changes, little changes like that to improve our ordinance and to help our animal ordinance enforcement officer to apply the ordinance out in the public. Then we moved on to the fire department, and again, if Randy or John have anything they want to add, please do so. But we looked at fire prevention specifically and really defined open burning. So we've received a number of complaints of neighbors burning, how they're burning, where they're burning, and the ordinance now will address all of that. Bonfires, campfires, patio fires, where it can occur, also how close it can to structures. And then specifically, you can't burn trash. It has to be wood. It has to be something that will ignite and not cause trouble to the neighbors. Puts in requirements for fire suppression nearby of the fire, the open burning, and also to make sure that, again, the smoke is not causing a problem to the neighbors. We did also make some adjustments to the International Fire Prevention Code. So we had in the ordinance before, it was 2018, and there is a revised code that happens in 2021. And so we did make the change to equal 2021, but then we also put in wording to say any subsequent changes that happen therefore, so that the ordinance will always be in compliance as it goes forward. And then in the police department, we just made a change to align a violation with the fine, and so we did that also. So other than that, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer, or I know that the fire marshal and the fire chief are here also, but we can do that during the time for the action item to 11B. So.
Okay, so right now I will open up the public hearing for the ordinance amendment. Anybody from the public wishing to speak on this? I'll ask again, anybody from the public wishing to speak? Okay, I will close that public hearing. Item 11, the consent agenda.
Mayor,
Councilmember Witt.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda items A1 through 5, including 5A and B.
Support.
Support from Councilmember Lynch. Discussion from the table.
Mayor,
Councilmember Karafotis.
I saw there's a new appointment for the DDA. Is he replacing someone, or is he just added because we were short?
He is just being added. We were short.
And added as a businessman, right? It wasn't resident large or anything like that?
No, he's a business owner. He owns FlexSmart on Henry Ruffin Ford Road.
Oh, nice. Okay. That's all I had.
Thank you. Any other comments from the public? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Action items. Item number 1 is the adoption of the 5-year Parks and Recreation Master Plan.
Mayor,
Councilmember Lynch.
I move to adopt the attached resolution for the 2024 through 2028 Parks and Recreation Master Plan.
Support.
Support from Councilmember Karafotis. Comments from the table?
Mayor,
Councilmember Earl.
I just want to say great job by McKenna and Mike Downey. It's a lot of work that went into this, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Item 2 is the ordinance amendment number 23-005.
Mayor,
Councilmember Karafotis.
after reading through a lot of the ordinances about animals, there's one part in there that says, you know, we have references to a pound or some,
First, we have to make the motion, then we can discuss it and amend it.
okay. Can I make a motion that we approve, pardon me? A motion for discussion?
Discussion? Okay. Go ahead.
Support.
Okay, so the ordinance for animals says, referring that animals are in a pound, which means, you know, an animal shelter that we use now, so we're just updating the language. But it says the animals are impounded and they have to have a rabies vaccine before they leave the pound if they're not up to date. Unfortunately, the city of Romulus does not have a veterinarian on duty, so the animals cannot be vaccinated before leaving that shelter. So that's impossible to do. We wouldn't keep the animal no matter what, so just would like to change the language to say, any animal impounded by the city is required to be up to date on rabies vaccinations and have a license issued by the city of Garden City. If an animal is impounded to a shelter contracted to the city of Garden City, but is not up to date on the rabies vaccine, the owner is required to have a rabies vaccine and acquire a license within 10 days of release. If proof of rabies and license is not given within 10 days of release, the owner is subject to a fine. And our clerk, I think, has some words about that. I'm not sure what our fine is if they don't have the license and the rabies.
Well, we actually could just end that word with fine, and then
Okay.
it will, you know, the fine is defined as
Earlier.
Our fee schedule and the fines established by that.
Okay.
And this is amending section 90.24, is that correct? Release of animals?
Yep.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so we need a motion now to approve it with the amended motion, right? Language?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody want to make a motion?
Mayor,
Councilmember Earl.
I move to approve ordinance amendment number 23-005, amending the codified ordinance of Garden City chapters 4106, schedule of civil fines, 90 animals and 91 fire prevention, and 132.15 unlawful entry of motor vehicles with the offered amendment for 90.24.
Support from Councilmember Witt. Further discussion from table. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Item 3 is the 2024 Wayne County Annual Road Permits.
Mayor,
Councilmember Squires.
I move to approve the attached resolution authorizing the execution of Wayne County permits for 2024 calendar year.
Support.
Support from Councilmember Lynch. And basically what this is what it says, Wayne County just needs our permission to do whatever they want on their streets in our city. So it's a yearly thing that we approve, and that's what that is. Any other discussion from table? From the general public? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. We have no other business. Public comment, 3 minutes. Anything that's not on the agenda. Anybody wishing to speak? Mayor Walker.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I just want to kill a rumor that me and Mayor Mark Jacobs can't stand each other and don't get along. That's the furthest thing from the truth. We ran against each other. He won. That's a democratic process in America. That's how it works. We had a smooth transition. You're doing a great job. I back you 100%. I back you going forward. So hopefully on TV here we'll kill that. But me and Mark Jacobs get along just fine. Now to another commercial. My new job, I'm the Director of Veteran Services for all of Wayne County. If there's any veterans out there that are having financial hardship, come and see us. We're in Greektown at 400 Monroe Street, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're at the Radcliffe Center from 8 to 4. So we help veterans out. any veteran that lives in Wayne County that's having a financial hardship. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else wishing to make a public comment? Okay, city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Two things. City Park Playground, we will see construction early spring, as soon as the weather turns. I mention it now only because there will be some destruction at some point of the current playground. We're going to hold off as long as we can, but we're going to do it in-house. Public Works will come in, take out the equipment, level off the ground, and be ready as soon as the weather turns to put the new playground in City Park. It'll actually it'll be a rubber surface also to get around real easy. All brand new equipment. It's a $400,000 to $500,000 playground coming into City Park this spring. So if people get there later in the wintertime and see a playground gone, please understand it's coming. Just want to give you that heads up. And second of all, I had myself a little hospital visit for a couple days at the end of the week. And at Garden City Hospital, I must say I did enjoy the food. The dinner actually was really good. But I just want to mention again, even going back with what I mentioned earlier, the staff at the hospital were great people, very kind, from the doctors, the nurses, and just the staff overall. Super group of people working over there, especially as we all find at times of need of having people there to be supportive. And a number of them live in Garden City, which I want to make a point of that because a few of them made a point of, once they found out who I was, to come talk to me about code enforcement issues in the city. So we knocked out two birds with one stone there. But I appreciate people working at Garden City Hospital. It was a good group of people. That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Food was good, huh?
Oh, it was very good. Yeah. The beef at night.
You might be the
roast beef.
first. Okay. Thank you. Councilmember Lynch.
Yes, first of all, I'd like to give my sincere sympathy to Mr. David Moeller on the passing of his wife just recently. And then my only other thing is to wish everybody a blessed holiday season and a very happy new year.
Thank you. Councilmember Witt.
Just happy holidays and/or Merry Christmas if you happen to celebrate, but, have a great time with family and friends. That's all.
Thank you. Mr. Miller.
I would like to again thank Doc for hiring me, of course, and so I have to do that publicly, but also make my plea again for anybody that is interested in working for the elections. Please contact the clerk's office, 793-1616, and fill out an application. We're needing election inspectors for next year's 3 elections. So thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Squires.
Okay. Just a couple of things. Congratulations and welcome to our new firefighters. Thank you for your service to Garden City. We greatly appreciate it. And then I would like to mention Andrew Tree Service, located here in Garden City. I know we always talk about shopping local, and I had some terrible pine trees in my backyard that from my neighbor's yard going into my yard. And I called them, and a week later they were out and took care of it for me. The work and cleanup was exceptional, and the crew was great, so keep them in mind. I'd also like to send my condolences to Mr. Molnar and his family for the loss of his wife. And last but not least, I would like to wish a belated happy birthday to the lady that you see on the screen here. She's a dear friend and Garden City resident, Elaine Burton, who turned 101 years old on December 14th. She's a beautiful lady inside and out, and I am honored to know her.
I know some of her sons, yes.
I bet you do. And other than that, just everyone have a safe and happy holiday.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
Councilmember Karafotis.
I just wanted to wish Fire Captain Derek LaPerriere and Dan Denault a happy anniversary. They both had their 30-year anniversary as a fireman last week, and I just want to say thank you for their service. I also want to thank the rest of council for participating in the ugly Christmas sweater today. I like everybody have a little fun. And then on behalf of myself and Councilwoman Dold, who wasn't here, she wanted to make sure that we wish everybody a very Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Councilmember Earl.
Thank you, Mayor. First, hold on for the councilwoman. Let me get this going here. All right. First off, I'd like to say congratulations and welcome to our new firefighters. Thank you for serving our community and keeping everybody safe. Congratulations to the city manager again. Thank you for everything that you have done for this city. I've been able to witness everything that you've done, and it's been a phenomenal ride. Hopefully it continues for quite a while. To Mayor Walker, for the work you're doing with the veterans, I personally think we can never do enough for our veterans. And I can tell you that recently I had a relative pass away who was a veteran, and Randy called me right away to say, this is what you need to do, this is how people can help. And so I greatly appreciate it. Always serving the community, and you've been doing it for a long time, so I appreciate that. Thank you. Condolences to the Molnar family, and I wish everybody a safe holiday season, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Please be safe, please drive carefully, and please look out for each other. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a couple things. Our rubbish, Mr. Doherty, our rubbish contract is coming up this summer. It's going to be, it was an 8-year contract that is due. I'd like for us to start putting together some packages and get ready to put out for bid and see what's out there and what we can do. And to the residents, anybody that's still having problems with rubbish pickup, please call DPW, let them know, and they will reach out to GFL or myself, or one of us will get with GFL. But they seem to have been improving lately. They've had some changes with their management staff, so for what it's worth, I hear a lot of communities are having the same issues, so it's kind of an industry problem. But if you are having issues still, let DPW know. Congratulations to the new firefighters. I didn't know it at the time, but apparently I know Nathan Newbecker. I played hockey with his dad for 10 or 12 years. I always spelled his last name differently, so it was a little surprising when they walked in. So, plus on the ice, we had different names for each other. But Councilwoman Karafotis, good idea with the ugly sweaters. Some are a little uglier than others, Councilmember Earl, but anyways, condolences to the Molnar family, and I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and please be safe, and we'll see everybody next year. No further business. This meeting is adjourned. On behalf of Mayor and Council, we want to wish you
A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.